Well, it had to happen, didn't it? I hang fire on buying one of these Nitro Deck controllers for an absolute age. The price finally drops. I think, oh, I'll get one. And within the space of like a week, they announced the sequel. But that's just the way these things go, isn't it? As it stands, I really like this controller. It's a sort of docking controller for using with Nintendo Switch that makes the whole experience of playing it so much better than using the Joy-Con. So no regrets here in terms of buying one. It just stings a little bit when you think you've got something nice and new and it's obsolete within 2 weeks of you buying it. But by the by, it is a great controller, and I'm really intrigued about the follow-up. So, announced about a week ago, yes, really, like a week after I posted my review video of the original. Cracked, I think they're called. CRKD have announced the Nitro Deck Plus. So not necessarily a direct sequel. A lot of it is still the same as the original, but there's a few subtle changes. If you look on the homepage, now when you search for it, because it's the Nitro Deck Plus, a bit like with the Mio Mini Plus, it makes it a bit tricky to Google because that plus symbol, it does other things when you're doing a search in terms of like Boolean searches. So if you search Nitro Deck PLUS, it's much easier to find what you need. Anyway, they have announced it on the website, and this splash page here has got the picture of the two different versions that they've shown so far. And looking at the image, I love it. I mean, in terms of the appearance of it, it reminds me of the look of things like the Retroid Pocket Pro and the Ambernic consoles and things like that. These kind of all-in-one emulator handhelds. It's definitely got that kind of aesthetic. But if you've used one of these before, the first thing you'll notice is they've shuffled the controls around, mainly with these thumbsticks both being moved parallel up to the top, and the ABXY buttons have been moved down. Now, the thing is, when you're playing these games, ABXY is what you use the most. So for me, I didn't really have any problem with this arrangement. Having my left thumb on the joystick and my right thumb on the buttons kind of works well for me, but I suppose it all depends on which sort of games you play. In addition to the main website, which we'll take a look at in a little bit, there is an announcement trailer that I'm just going to put on, and we'll take a quick look at that. It's only short. We wanted a better way to play. You wanted the best way to play. So we kept what you loved and added what you needed. What did we need? Enhanced comfort. Programmable sidekicks, more programmable buttons. You can play it while docked. That's a big one to be able to play it on your TV. And also all the existing stuff. The adjustable vibration is a great feature. Turbo mode, am I going to use that? I don't know. The adjustable trigger sensitivity is great. Those triggers are lovely. And this is the big one for me, an easy eject system, because this is not easy to eject. So yeah, there's a lot to unpack in a very short video there. But the Nitro Deck Plus is essentially the same thing with a few extras and certain things are shuffled around a little bit. And thankfully on the website, you can take a little more time to look at what those features are, because it was coming through thick and fast on the video there. So enhanced comfort, this symmetrical thumbstick layout for enhanced comfort. The shape of the thumbsticks that are on there is different as well. So yeah, I mean, is it going to be more or less comfortable having the ABXY further down? Is that going to make it a bit more awkward to hold? Is the enhanced comfort like a whole overall thing? Is it going to be a little bit better for my little hands here? But we shall see. No stick drift, so Hall effect thumbsticks. Now it looks like they've got branded thumbsticks there as well, with the purple shaft on there and the logo on the side of the housing. So that is promising. I've found the joysticks on the original to be really, really good. Drift free, which with modern controllers is always going to be a relief, isn't it? You can play while docked. This is a big, big difference to the original. It comes with an adapter that goes into the USB-C port with an HDMI socket on there, so you can connect with a cable and play on your TV, which is a great feature, a really good update there. These side buttons, programmable, I'll be honest, I wasn't that bothered about these programmable buttons on the side when I first got this, but I have found it quite a useful feature. I'd never thought about having them next to the thumbstick, but one thing that I often find annoying is when you have to kind of click in on the joysticks. So if you could remap that kind of L3 and R3 button to those. That might make it a little easier for clicking those buttons. So I'm already getting ideas for what we could use that for. And it just gives you more options. It makes it a more versatile controller, whether you use these features or not. The adjustable trigger sensitivity. So there's Hall effect triggers on there as well as the joysticks, and you can set them to whatever setting you want. So whether you want to just touch it slightly or whether you want it to be a certain way in, you can fine tune those, and that feature works really well on the original. Direct connection with USB-C, as with the original, gives a more responsive, lag-free gaming experience. Remappable back buttons look the same as the original, and it's got that prog button for setting up your programming on your settings as it was on the original too. So yeah, I really like this sort of metallic purple section that goes inside the housing underneath the thumbsticks. And again, you can swap round the stick tops like you could with the original console. It's compatible with the app. I've made my feelings clear about the app on my previous video. It's basically a website. It doesn't really add any functionality to better or worse effect, actually, because a lot of the time you buy a bit of hardware that relies on an app, and then the app goes off the Play Store or whatever, and then you can't work with the hardware anymore. In this case, the app enhances things a little bit, but most of the controls are done within the hardware itself, so you don't need your phone handy to adjust it. You do everything on the console. So really, that is a good feature in terms of the hardware. I just think the app is kind of superfluous, really. So yeah, we've got the product trailer there. We've got the pre-order page. So yeah, one of the issues I did have with the original was the light leakage, which is pretty bad. So we're going to get that with a clear shell, aren't we? But they might be able to use that to good effect with the LEDs inside the hardware. We'll have to see. But certainly looking at the image here, it looks really, really nice and clear. You've got the docked mode. So it plugs into the output. So there's two USB ports, input and output. So the input, like where you charge it, and the output there. So you would be able to charge it and have it connected to your TV at the same time, which is really great. So to activate docked mode, make sure to insert the power into the input, connect the USB-C to HDMI adapter to the output port, and then link it with HDMI cable. So cables everywhere. But the fact that you can connect it to your TV is definitely an improvement. Display and play. So you can switch up the way you play by adding an additional controller and enjoying gameplay while the Switch remains securely in the deck. So they've released these additional controllers recently. I've not had a chance to try one out yet. I don't know whether it's just those controllers or any external controller that would work. I assume because you're generally working through the Nintendo Switch, you'd be able to use any sort of 8-bit do controller or other Nintendo controllers, maybe like the Pro controller, but that is something that remains to be explored. So one of the things that stood out to me the most in the video is the fact that it's got the easy eject, but it doesn't say anything about that here. Let's see. Handheld mode, docked mode, display and play, frequently asked questions. When is the expected shipping date? Late April 2024, so not long, just a couple of months. With what's it compatible with? Nintendo Switch and the OLED model. It can also be used as an extra controller without the console in the deck for Switch and for PC as well. Do you ship to my country? We ship to 49 countries. Differences between the Nitro Deck and the Nitro Deck Plus. This is interesting. Okay, so it introduces new and upgraded features based on community feedback. These include symmetrical stick layout for enhanced comfort, HDMI output to play in docked mode, and an easy eject system to easily remove the console. So fewer thumbprints all over the screen. Improved adjustable rumble. Okay, so I like the adjustable rumble already, but the fact that that's been upgraded is good. Bluetooth capabilities, as well as new sidekick buttons, which act as fully programmable action buttons. All of the features are listed here as well that we've generally gone through all of them. The turbo function, that reminds me of those old ones you used to be able to get for Super Nintendo, like the Mad Professor controllers that had various switches and buttons all over them. I've never really used any turbo features, but maybe it's something I should explore a little bit more. Bluetooth connection is interesting. What's that going to be used for? What sort of applications is that going to have? And it's already available for pre-order. Do you plan on having more colorways? We currently don't have any new designs planned, but let us know what you'd like to see. But we've got the white edition and the black clear edition. So looking at it, the back has got that black and white kind of style, a bit like my RGB, my Powkiddy RGB 30. So the rear shell is solid plastic and the front is clear, and on the black one, it's solid black plastic on the back and clear black plastic on the front. $69.99. Decent price, really. I mean, I paid £50 for the one that I got a few weeks ago. So just for the extra £20, yeah, you don't get the carry case and things like that with it, but it looks really nice and it's tempting. Which one would I choose? I think probably the clear one is very enticing. But looking at it and the arrangement of the sticks, it did look kind of familiar. Because it's just like this classic, isn't it? So the Wii U control pad with its huge screen at the time and the thumbsticks on there too has the layout with the thumbsticks at the top and the D-pad a little lower down. This is really nicely ergonomically designed. It's a lovely, comfortable controller. So if they've taken a few cues from the design of this thing, it should be a really nice controller. And it's reminded me to fire up my Wii U and have a play on some of my old favorites there. So that's not a bad thing either. So that is pretty much it. Oh, there's one more thing I wanted to say. The original Nitro Deck that I reviewed a couple of weeks ago is now on further reduction at Argos. You can actually pick up the black or white version for £39.99. £40 for a controller that good is definitely a deal worth picking up, regardless of the new one being announced. I think that is a really good deal. So if you are in the UK, definitely check out Argos if you haven't got one of these and see if they've got any in stock in your local store. Yeah, so that is pretty much it. A new format for my videos. I thought I'd try something a little different this week. I was in the middle of editing a video about Xbox Series S controller stick drift that I've managed to sort out with a permanent fix. So that will be coming soon. But when this was announced and I found out about it, I thought I'd probably do a quick video about my feelings about this announcement. And while I should be gutted because I've just bought that thing and now they've announced a new one, I think it's great. It's encouraging as a company that they are bringing out new stuff and continuing to support the community and innovate. I like seeing innovation with design of controllers and things like that. And it's promising that they are going to keep going and keep bringing out newer, more interesting, exciting products. I like the design of it. I think the improvements that they've made show that they listen to the community as well. And I'm really, really looking forward to trying one out. So yeah, that's it from me for now. As always, I'll leave a link for Z Labs in the description. They sell all the cool modding stuff that I use in all of my videos. Whether it's the tools you want or the hardware, go and check them out. You'll get a discount if you follow my link and you'll be supporting my channel too. So despite this new one being announced, I do still really like the original. I did an in-depth review of that, which I'll be linking up here. You can go and check that out after watching this. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.